Okay, so it is time for the book review of The Host by Stephanie Meyer. Now, I read this book as a buddy read with Jess the Bookish Nerd, and honestly, we thought it was great. We loved it. Now, this book is about aliens taking over the world, and one alien wanderer ends up in the body of a girl called Melanie. But Melanie refuses to leave the damn body. So, Wanderer is stuck with Melanie's head, with her memory, with her thoughts and processes, because Melanie won't leave the body as she's meant to. And Melanie decides to flood Wanderer's thoughts and memories with visions of this boy called Jared, who Melanie is in love with. Wanderer then falls in love with Jared because of this, and the two join forces and go and find Jared to get him to safety, to make sure that he hasn't been taken over as well. And that is basically the plot of the book. And standard layout, I am going to do 3 pros, 3 cons. And hopefully you will be able to make a decision off my 3 pros and cons about whether this is a book that might be for you and might interest you and make you want to read it. At the end, as I usually do, I may do a spoiler section. Don't really have that many spoilers for this book though, so we'll have to see, because I really don't have much to say. Maybe I'll just give a bit of a description on how I felt the ending was and what I felt. So, the first con of the book is Melanie, the human. Her personality. I hate her. Me and Jess spoke about this at length. Honestly, I hate the girl. She is just so bratty and childish, and honestly one of the main things that anger me is the fact that Melanie has a little brother. When aliens took over, Melanie and her little brother Jamie went on the run to try and stop themselves being killed by these monsters, and then they met Jared, and then all 3 of them, like a cute little family that they are, tried to survive, and then Melanie died. Well, got taken over. She didn't actually die, she got taken over by the alien. And all the way through, all Melanie is like is, oh, I love Jared. Oh, Jared's here, yay. Oh, I wonder where Jared is. Like, you have a brother. Where is Jamie? Do you care about Jamie? When Wanderer, spoiler alert, they find them. They find Jared and Jamie. When Wanderer, the alien in Melanie's body, sits with Jamie, talks to him, has a big discussion, Melanie's just like, I don't really want to talk. So she just stays silent. She doesn't do anything. But then Jared walks into the room and suddenly Melanie's head's like, oh, Jared! Like, talk to your brother, love. No, she didn't want to do that. Honestly, her character was just so focused on this Jared and ignored her little brother. And it angered me so much, because I think if you're at the end of the world, you care about your family. Yeah, maybe you're in love with this guy. Maybe you are. I get it. Honestly, I do. But that is your little brother. He is like, 13? And he needs you. And do you care? No. Do you, hell? Okay, sorry about that. It angers me. It really does. I just think she's so stroppy. She's annoying. I mean, I get it. An alien's taken over her body. That's a bit of a bummer. I get it. But you don't have to be horrible. I just think Melanie was very self-entitled, very whingy. And like I said, the main thing that annoyed me is she just didn't seem to care about her brother at all. Like, honestly. All the way through, she's just quiet when Jamie's around, but then Jared comes in and suddenly she's bouncing around saying, let me talk to him, I want to see him, I want to see Jared, I want to talk more. And then Jared kisses her. He kisses, well, the alien, but he kisses the alien body. But he kisses the body of Melanie because he wants Melanie to get the kiss. And then Melanie slaps him because he kissed the alien. Like, no, we kiss you. But she just got very, very bratty saying, how dare you fall in love with him? Like, it's your fault that the alien fell in love with him. You gave her all the memories. It is your fault. There was a lot of anger with this book. There was a lot of deep emotions. So I'm going to move on to the pro now to calm myself down. Okay, my first pro, and I am trying to say this in a way that doesn't just negate what I've just said, but the strong sibling love. Honestly, I loved it. But I don't mean the sibling love between Melanie and Jamie. I mean the sibling love between Jamie and the alien. Like, they're not actually siblings, but Wanderer is in Okay, I'm just going to say it now. Wanderer gets her name shortened to Wanda, and it's just so much easier to call her Wanda. So that's what I'm going to do. Jamie and Wanda have such a bond. Jamie instantly likes her, which is great because honestly, I love Wanda. She's a great character. But Wanda, because Melanie has flooded her memories with all of these things and all of Melanie's memories, Wanda instantly loves Jamie because they have that sibling bond. And honestly, that is the only kind of insta love I am there for. Honestly. But their bond, Wanda cares so much for Jamie. Jamie cares so much for Wanda. Melanie exists. That's pretty much it. But Wanda and Jamie's sibling love cares so it's so strong. Jamie cannot bear the thought of Wanda dying, of Wanda not being there, of Wanda leaving somehow. And Wanda's an alien that's taken over his sister's body, and he still refuses to say, yeah, get out of there. He's like, no, I don't want you to, because I care about you. And it meant a lot. It really meant so much. And just seeing how that was, how their relationship developed, and how natural it felt. Honestly, I felt like someone needed to love Jamie because Melanie certainly wasn't going to, and Wanda did, and I loved it. I fell for it instantly. Moving on to my second con. Insta-love! I feel like you could probably guess I'm not a fan of insta-love. As I've just mentioned, the only time I think insta-love is appropriate, when I think it's done right, is sibling bonds, or mother and child, or father and child, or, things like that. Things where you think, you know what, I get why that love happened. But Melanie met Jared. Melanie then said, oh, Jared, I don't want you to leave me. And then Jared kissed Melanie. Because they're the only humans left on the planet, so obviously they had to fall in love. Where the hell did that come from? Just because he's the only human you've met in a while does not mean he's the only one left. But honestly, it was just, oh, yeah, we met. I'm going to kiss you now. Oh, please don't ever leave me again. Like, ew. Gross. Now, I like seeing a relationship develop over time. And in the book, there is a relationship that I think develops well over time. And it is great. And I love that. I was all for that. But this insta-love crap... Stephanie Meyer's a big fan of the insta-love crap. She really is. She's a big fan of the insta-love. She's a big fan of the forbidden love. Think of Twilight. A la Twilight, there was the relationship between a vampire and a human. Can't happen. It's very forbidden. Should never happen because the human will die. In this, forbidden love of, oh no, you can't love me because I'm an alien now, and blah, 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 blah. Just a note to Stephanie Meyer. Books do not need relationships. They really don't. Some books you think, yeah, relationship is not too bad, but I don't. Honestly, the relationship and the love between Melanie and Jared could have been taken out of this story, and the story would not change. It wouldn't. The story would still be absolutely phenomenal just for the sci-fi element. It wouldn't change because of the relationship, and I think the relationship just didn't need to be there. And honestly, when I spoke to Jess, she said the same thing. It didn't need to be. So I thought it might have just been me because I'm very hating on insta-love. I don't dig it. And I just don't see the point in relationships in books. Like, sometimes you're like, yay, this person got the girl, or yay, I'm so glad they finally got together. It was coming. It was a long time coming. But that's just kind of a side note, and I don't mind it. I don't like relationships where it's, oh, but I have to do this because I'm in love with this person. No, you don't have to go on the run and find this guy because you're in love with him. You have to go on the run and find him because you want to live, or because you want your brother back. No, but Melanie doesn't care because Jared... Sorry again. I have a lot of hatred for the love and insta-love of this book, and for the characters of the book. Okay, my second pro of the book, and I've just mentioned really, it's the character Wanda, the alien, Wanderer, that has been put into this body unwillingly, willingly, Like, she didn't know that she was going to get a human that refused to die. She didn't really know what the humans were like. It was just, this is just what they do, because that's what the aliens do. They are souls that go to planets, each planet randomly, and they put themselves in the bodies, and they live and make the world a better place, and the other planets all a better place, because that is what they do. And that's just their natural thing. And, you know, I can get on board with that, that's fine. And then I even didn't mind the fact that humans were doing it. I forgot all the way through the book that these aliens are the enemies. I really did. I forgot that Wanda was meant to be the villain of the piece because she's the alien inhabiting a body. But the character, she was never like the typical alien of we want to destroy your planet, things like that. She was just simply... She loved it. She loved being human. She loved the characters. When she met Melanie, well, when her and Melanie had their little bicker at the start, when Melanie flooded Wanda's memories, I honestly can't describe how much I love her. But really, the character of Wanda is phenomenal. The amount that she cares for the other people. She's an alien that is willing to become a traitor to her people. Not in a sense of she betrays them and does things, but she betrays them by becoming one of the humans. She wants to live as a human. She wants to have a human life. She cares about the human people. And she goes through so much. She goes through so much hatred. And then still, she loves the humans because that's who she is. She cares about these people. Okay, so my final con of the book, and it's no surprise really, it is the character Jared. I hate the two main characters and I hate Insta-Love. It was obvious, really. But Jared is just so aggressive and really evil. I really hate him. He's a horrible, horrible person. Like, I understand where he's coming from. From Jared's perspective, I have to appreciate it. I have to understand it. I do see it. From Jared's perspective, this evil alien lady has just taken his girlfriend's face and then wandered into his house like, oh, hey, I live here now. Like, no you don't, love. I get it. I appreciate that. Honestly, I'm on his side when it comes to that because I understand how difficult that must be for him. A girl he loves has been murdered and an alien put in. But I can't really complain. Honestly, I really can't complain about that because I really do understand it and I appreciate it. But I love the character of Wanda. As I've just said, I love her. And I think that my hatred of Jared comes from the fact that he hates her and I love her. So I'm like, right, if you don't like her, I don't like you. And that's pretty much where I come from with that. It really is. And honestly, he isn't a nice person. Whilst I appreciate his motives, all we ever seem to see from the flashbacks that Melanie keeps giving Wanderer is how lovely Jared is, how caring he is, how much we are meant to fall in love with him and root for Melanie and Jared to get together. And I just sit there like, you're telling me all the time that this character is lovely and that he is someone who I should fall for and hope for, oh my god, I hope they get together. But every time I see him, he is a horrible person. So I wasn't a big fan. Not a big fan of Melanie, not a big fan of Jared, just not a big fan of their relationship at all. Now, my final pro, and it is the one that I've mentioned before in my weekly vlog. I have to mention it because it honestly, it changed me. And it is the perception of humanity. So the sun's shining on my t-shirt, sorry. Yeah, it is my perception of humanity. The aliens came, they said, you were so prone to wars and evil and hatred that we decided we might as well take over you and make you a better species. Because you were actually so bad, it didn't matter to us because we weren't taking over the innocent. And honestly, it just made me question what I felt and what I believed. How many of us are good people? maybe we don't go out there and commit murders and things like that. But how can we say that murderers and terrorists and rapists and horrible people, how can we say that they are not the norm? They are not representative of what we as humans are, because it's everywhere. It's in books, it's in films. If you turn on any news channel, it's negative because people have died, because people have been murdered, because people have been injured in terrorist attacks, because people have been raped, because children have been attacked. It's everywhere. There is nothing positive, really, on the news. Very rare you get a little nugget at the end saying, oh, by the way, someone did this and it was really good. Like, great, we love seeing that. Give us more of that. But there isn't more of that because it's all negativity. Are we so accustomed to murders and horrible acts that we say, nah, it's just a part of life now? And I don't know. I honestly don't. I know Wanderer mentions at parts in this book, there are people homeless and hungry on the streets. There are people in other countries who are dying of diseases. There are people in our own countries dying of diseases. And what do we as humans do? And it just makes me think, what do we actually do? Like, I don't like seeing homeless people on the street, but I don't do much to help. I give to charity. Every now and again I buy a homeless person food because it makes me sad to see them like that. But then I go home and think, I've done that now, that's my good deed for the day. Could I do more? And I probably could. And I think everyone could. And that's what this book made me think. It made me sit down and think, are we doing enough? Because of this book, and I don't even know if it was meant to make me think like this, but it really did. It just made me think, what world do we live in now? Because, like, Wanderer mentioned, or Melanie mentioned, that the reason we realised that aliens were taking over the planet was because there was nothing bad happening in the world. And it just made me think, are we that bad? Are we so bad? If I can say one thing, read it for that. Read the book to sit and think, where are we at as people? I feel like I'm just giving a philosophy lesson right now. But it makes me think. I'm going to wrap this video up because otherwise I'm going to get into a bit of an existential crisis. So, yes, they are my 3 pros and 3 cons. They are where I'm at. It was a great book. I absolutely loved it. 100% would recommend. But hopefully you get to listen to my pros and cons and make that decision for yourself. Okay. So, I'm going to wrap up now. Then we're going to do the spoiler section. That really won't be that long because I don't really have much to say about it. So, thank you so much for watching this. I really hope you liked it. If you've read the book, please comment down below on what your thoughts were. I want to know what you felt about the social messages or about the characters. I really want to know everything, so please comment. I really love it when people comment. I love creating the discussions, and this is actually a very well-known book, so a lot of the books I've read in the past probably weren't that popular. This one has been very well known, so hopefully I can get people commenting on this. Please do. I really do appreciate it so much. So thank you so much for your time. Please click the subscribe button and click the bell so you get notified whenever I post. I post every Monday, Wednesday and Saturday. So thank you so much and I will see you next time. Okay, so now it is time for the spoiler section, which I don't really have that much to say about spoilers. The closest thing I got is at the end of the book, the only way Melanie can survive in her body is if Wanderer goes. If Wanderer dies. And oh, it broke me. I cried so much getting to the ending of that book because Wanderer says, I have to leave this body. Melanie deserves her life back. I cannot keep her as a prisoner in her head, in her own head anymore. I can't keep her trapped because I have taken over this body and she has just been a prisoner and I can't live with myself doing that. So she decides to let Melanie go back to controlling the body. And as a result, Wanda must be taken out and she must die. And oh my god, it broke me. It honestly, I could not stop crying. I cried for a good 20 minutes before I could read the next chapter. I couldn't help it. It was awful. It really upset me. I thought that was such a big self-sacrifice that she wanted to do, and I thought no, because honestly, I hate Melanie and I love you more, so you can't die. And and finally, it ended the book with the humans coming through. As we, yeah, as much as I've just said about we as humans not doing enough, the humans came through. The humans decided that she could not die, and they put her in a body. They give her another body, but this body, the person in it had died. So she hadn't taken over a body, she'd not kidnapped one, the person had died, and she got to live. And honestly, I'm crying about it now. I'm getting really emotional. The fact that she got to live, because she loves so much being a human. All she wanted was to live on this planet and then die. Because the point of her species was they go from planet to planet. When the life cycle of the species ends, they then just move on to another planet and start life all over again. And Wanda decided, when this body dies, I'm dying with it because I love this planet so much. And then she chose to end her life to save them. And then the humans put her in another body so she could live her life as she wanted, as a human, and die as a human. And the fact that they did that, it showed hope for humanity, and it showed just how much she was loved, because she felt no one really cared about her. They only cared about her because they thought at the end they could get Melanie back. And it showed that they cared about her. And oh, I cried so much. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can say for the spoiler section of this. There weren't many spoilers to say. Yeah, there weren't really that many. None worthy of talking about. That was pretty much it. So yeah, there we go. That's pretty much the ending of that. Now, again, I'm just going to repeat this for if you've not. If you have, I'm really sorry. You can skip this bit. I thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. Please put a comment in the section, because I really do need your comments, guys. I really appreciate them, and I love talking about them. I made this channel so I could talk to people about books, and I need people to talk to about these books. I spoke to Jess about this, and I love that discussion we had. We had so many good talks about this book, but I would love more. So please pop a comment, subscribe, and I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. So I will see you next time. Thank you so much.